Hello, sexy souls. Welcome back to another energy check-in. As if you're new here, first of all, welcome. I use tarot. I channeled this kind of spread for this particular reading, style of reading. I was like, okay, how do I want to do this? And all of a sudden, just the other day, it all kind of came to me. And there's a lot of major arcana in this too, which is really good. So I'm going to use tarot, but I'm also going to be using astrology. So I have a little sheet here of kind of bullet points of stuff that I felt and channeled while looking at this kind of spread. Um, and yeah, I'm using Skystrology. If you are not sure what Skystrology is, there is a video talking to the founder of Skystrology. She kind of explains it a little bit. We did a course together, and it's like pre-recorded. You can go and watch that and pay for it and everything. Or you can just get a reading with Claudette, and she gives you your sky chart. This is my one. It's very different to normal astrology. But they're all just systems, and they're not something to give our power away to. It's just fun for us to look at and observe, okay? Because not everything is exactly as anyone says. It's how you observe it, okay? So your truth is very different to my truth, but this is just how I intuitively am picking up the energy at the minute. And yes, I'm not an astrologer in any way, but Sky Astrology has given me that feeling of acceptance into just observing the sky. Because Sky Astrology isn't actually astrology; it's more based on astronomy and what actually is going on up there and exactly where everything is and stuff. Anyway, so we're going to get straight into the collective energy. The main thing I feel like I want to talk about is that Jupiter has went retrograde in Aquarius, and the first main card that wanted to come out for the main kind of energy was the star reversed. So retrograde, the star, Aquarius. So I feel like that is the main topic. And when I'm thinking, I have Jupiter in Aquarius. No, wait. No, I have Jupiter retrograde. I don't even know my own chart fully. I have Jupiter retrograde. Where is it though? Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Oh, I have Jupiter retrograde in Virgo. Yeah. So anyway, so that anyone that has a retrograde in Jupiter, you will, uh, you would have to do a lot of inner work, healing to get like a lot of extra work goes into perfecting what you want. But with the energy collectively, I feel with this reversed, it feels like to me that there's going to be a lot of things now shifting. People are going to start to lose faith in whatever their belief systems are, whether it be religion, government, all of the systems. People are going to have to do some inner work. Could be that you're, using tarot too much and you're realizing that it actually hasn't been helping you because you have been giving your power away to it. It's basically saying to us that this is a blessing in disguise because we've lost connection to who we truly are on the inside. Okay? And we cannot progress now until we figure this out. So that's the main message that I have for everyone today with, you know, and I also Mars is in Cancer as well. So I feel like this is about, I have it here as well. We have the Ace of Swords down here, and I feel like that's to do with Mercury. Okay, because Mercury is no longer retrograde. I feel like now it's time for us as a collective to heal from whatever emotional pain we've went through, because it's in Cancer, so emotions, healing things with our family, and kind of, not focusing so much on the distance, like too much out there, and kind of going in and zooming in on our life, and like what is the little things that are being affected at the minute. It's basically giving us, the perspective of, you need to zoom back down and realize what matters in life. Okay, so this is when Jupiter is retrograde. It's a good thing. All of the retrogrades for me feel like a good thing. I have a lot of retrogrades in my chart, so um, it feels like a good thing. It's just like you're very much more observant during retrogrades, because you feel like you are having to do that. It's just like a thing that's naturally just kind of happening anyway. It's not like you're doing it consciously, because a lot of energies, we don't know what they're doing. We don't know. We don't always have control um, over how we're feeling sometimes. If we're needing a little bit of that extra, it's like really what the stars, all of these systems are doing. They're actually helping us out. Okay, so with Jupiter being retrograde, it's finally teaching us that, enough is enough, and we're also going to not be focused so much on the government fixing our problems, because they haven't been doing it. And we also have the Page of Cups here reversed, and I feel like this has to do with a lot of mothers starting to be a little bit more observant and judging, and trying to peer I feel like trying to peer pressure is the thing that's coming up for me this week. Peer pressure, their kids into taking something that maybe they shouldn't be taking, taking a sip, taking a whatever. Because that, I feel like that's a new thing. I don't listen to the news, but I've been hearing a lot more of the children or the younger generation having to, get a certain thing. So that is going to be talked about. Now, zero judgment on what people do at this point, because it's up to them to do it. Okay, so just let people do it. But because it's here, that's the challenge, I feel, is don't judge people on what they are not waking up to, because trust me, everyone's on their own little pedestal where they're choosing to get on and off whenever they need to. Okay, so people sometimes wake up and they go back to sleep again. Some people wake up and they go back to sleep again, because, different people, different energies, they can only put up with so much until they have to kind of slow down and unwind again and just live life, forget about the whole thing. Okay, so I feel like through this energy at the minute with the Page of Cups, it's also telling you that the main thing that you should be focusing on at the minute is your children, or just observing children in general and their intuition and their creativity, and um, feeling like you're not connected to the younger generation is a problem, because they come in with the codes that are needed to move forward. So whatever they're doing, it's because they're challenging you. So if you kind of just accept kids and the younger generation for how they are and what they are doing, because a lot of people will be like, oh, these kids don't care about the sickness, the flu. They don't care about it or whatever. It's because of course they don't care, but they see through it. They see through all of the bullshit. And there's a lot of, you could say that, but not every young person is switched on, but a lot of them are. But again, there's like it's fluctuating all the time. Okay, yeah. And I feel like, right, so with this and with other people doing whatever they got to do, okay, because this is what I'm feeling collectively as well with this, is whatever other people are doing, just observe, respond. You're not going to get into as much of the same arguments as you might have gotten into during the retrograde of Mercury, because now we have the Ace of Pentacles here, and I feel like people are ready to just stick to what they're believing in, and that's it. It's like, I'm going to do me, you do you. And that's exactly because Mercury's going into Orion, and I feel like Orion's like, no, I'm standing my ground. Okay. So I feel like with that being there in the position of the system I have the tarot in, it really speaks to me that what the subconscious mind had to sort of figure out and master is, wait a second, I will do what I want to do. And I do not care what your opinion is. I will stick to what I am going to believe in. Okay, so that's the energy. So if you see the polarization of that, there's no point, because people's opinions at the minute are strong because they're going through this major healing, major emotional healing at the minute, and it's too painful. It's easier for them to fight back than to actually heal this quickly. This is emotional pain is very, very hard for a lot of people, okay? Because a lot of people are just not in touch with their emotions. It's more, there's a lot of masking. However, energetically, what I'm feeling with this card, the Two of Wands reversed, okay, I'm starting to see that what we've kind of figured out from last week is that our own goals, our own personal happiness is more important than anyone else's. Other people's vision, or the vision that you might have had last week, or where you thought you were going a couple of months ago, it's changed now. Because what's happening is you're having to realize that your own happiness is more important than anyone else's. And that goes for family as well, okay? Like, in order for you to be able to help your family, to be able to help your friends, you have to make sure that you are choosing your own happiness first. And that's what I feel like these retrogrades are kind of teaching us, especially the Jupiter retrograde. I feel like for the next however long that is, I think it's up until October as well. I'm not sure about that though. I'm seriously seeing that this is all about slowing down right now, because next year is going to be a lot funkier, a little bit different energy. I keep feeling like it's like, oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Nobody really knows. They're just kind of like, It's a little bit fun energy, but fun in a like really. I don't know how to explain the energy of 2022. I just keep getting this feeling of like, it's not making me nervous. It's just making me ticklish. Ticklish, that's the word. Let's just say it's a little bit ticklish. But yeah, this energy update for like what we've learned from last week though is really based on, it's time for you to realize that you need to be happy in order to move forward. You cannot move forward if you are not happy, because you have something to deal with there. Now, this is reversed again, and the tower is ruled by Mars, okay? And with Mars being in Cancer, I am definitely feeling when the tower is reversed, it's an internal crisis, okay? It always sometimes is worse reversed. But this is a good thing because this is a collective, okay? So we might not see chaotic stuff happening around us, but know that people are having their own little crises within themselves that they're figuring out for themselves, okay? So people are starting to go within, and I feel like this is the highlight of the what's being highlighted at the minute, is that it's a the way I'm seeing it is like people's light is getting brighter, but in order for that light to get brighter, they must realize that it's time for them to wake up to certain things that are not good for their soul, that are harming them on their path, whatever their path is. Okay, so with this being reversed and it being in like linking up to the Mars, and Mars being in Cancer, again, that's the emotional pain that I talked about here. Okay, so it's really hard for people at the minute because they're going through their own shit. Everyone on a personal level is going through their own shit, and it's not that it's all bad for every single person, because that's crazy. Don't think that. It's just that, again, I feel like, I think I talked about this last week as well, but this week it feels like people are starting to realize why they were getting anxious last week. It's because now it's starting to show up. Certain things are being exposed to them. So you might not know, but they might see someone in a different light and be like, shit. Okay. And what that is going to do for us, though, we're going to have a very good opportunity presented to us because we are healing. So when we heal, we are then rewarded. Okay, and I feel like that's what's coming for us next week. Pentacles, and I feel like as well, our mental health is a lot better. A lot of people are actually wanting to um, change their routine a little bit. Or there could be a new job for you coming in, or just doing something different in your job. Again, Ace of Swords, I feel like these two aces are kind of complementing each other in what I said already. It's kind of saying that stick to what you believe in and don't let anyone change your mind, okay? Because this opportunity is a good thing for you, okay? And it feels like to me, in order for your health to improve, you have to stick to what you believe in and not what other people, because people are trying to fix everyone. Everyone's trying to fix everyone, okay? We don't need that, okay? And especially this card is in the position of where I want to focus the Virgo energy. And yeah, I'm feeling like this has a lot to do with people trying to fix things, okay? But it's, for me, it feels like the universe, because it's collective, the universe is giving you an opportunity, but you must stick to what you know that you want to do. Don't let anyone pull you astray and be like, I think really you should do this diet, or I think you should read this mental health book, or I think you should do. No. I think you should do, or you need to do, or I blue, blue, blue. No. You be like, no, I'm going to do this because that's what I want to do. And just stick to that, okay? Because with this energy, they will be like, I see your faults, because they don't want to. That's the people who don't want to deal with their own shit. They'll be like projecting onto you, as in like, oh, I can help you. Let me help you. Oh, I want to help you, because they don't want to help themselves. Okay, so just bear that in mind. That's what I'm picking up from that. Now let me just move into. We're kind of halfway through here, guys. So, no. This is literally in Scorpio, where I was basing like the eighth house and everything, and we have the death card reversed. However, it's where it's beside. So I'm just gonna go with this first. So Pluto is retrograde, okay, at the minute. So this is a big, big time for all of us together as one. Meaning, like what I said about like the younger generation, the older generation, we all have to realize that we're all having to change our ways no matter what. So even the younger generation, I know that I said they came in here with codes, but also they are having to upgrade and change. And it's just a kind of a worldwide, ancestral, generational, like, let's get this shaken off, okay? So it's moving with this being reversed, it's kind of saying, yes, Pluto is retrograde and everything you've been thinking right now is correct. However, I want to add on to that and just say, are you willing to let go of certain beliefs that you have had recently? Okay, and it feels really focused around family. Okay, I feel like happy, healthy families is possible. Okay, and this is in the position of Venus. Okay, again, we spoke about Venus kind of, did we? I can't remember now. But I feel like with Venus is in Gemini. I think it's moving out of Gemini soon though. It's 26 degrees. I think it's, I don't know, I need to update. I need to listen to the podcast. Yeah, well, it's moving out of Gemini. But I just feel like everyone in your family especially needs to work together in order for this to change. Okay, so that's where we're at the minute. Is in order for you to have a happy family, you can't blame everyone else and they can't be blaming you. No, that's a tricky situation. Okay, because this is what we're aiming for. We are aiming for families being able to move through this transition so that they can enjoy the new energies that are coming for us. Okay. Now, again, every family, everyone is on a different spectrum of that information, light codes, whatever. Okay. So we have the big rainbow here. So it's just different spectrums of that light. Okay. Are coming in, but it's what's happening is it's healing the families. And so the main purpose at the minute with Venus being in Gemini is to kind of see where everyone is at and kind of reflecting it back to them so that they can work together more efficiently moving forward. Okay, so with your family, you need to really just look at what they're projecting to you and be like, that doesn't work. No, you don't have to argue back with them. You just have to notice that if there's too much chaos bouncing back and forth, you need to figure out for yourself how that is going to be healed. Okay, because this is what we're working towards is communities coming together. So if your family can't come together, then what community are you going to go to? You can't go to a community or work in a community full of healers if you can't heal your own stuff with your family. That's just the truth. It's just you have to. Well, then, not. Please don't take everything I say so seriously. That's not for everyone. Some people, it's not safe to be with your family. Okay, not everybody that that will sit exactly for. Okay, but if your problems with your family is ego based, then if there's just too many egos clashing on you said, I said, blah, 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 then that's what needs to be worked on. Obviously, if you're in any way of any harm or danger by trying to go and meet up with family members, then don't do that. Okay, just truly listen to your own heart on everything I say, because this is collective. So I'm talking on a worldwide energetic, what I'm picking up on. Okay, because it's like this. Okay, I don't know how to explain it, but there are two polarities of a collective consciousness kind of messing with each other. I don't know how to explain it. It's not, so it's kind of, it's up to you. It's up to you to change your life, basically, by working on you. You are the universe, okay? So, and don't get that. Don't try and think too much about that. But that's just let's be real here. If you want to change, you have to change within yourself, okay? If you want to change your family, you have to change within yourself. If you want to change the way your friends are treating you, you have to change the way that you see yourself. and the way you treat yourself. Everything is reflected back on you, okay? Anyway, moving on. So we also then we have Jupiter. This is coming close. It's connecting back to. Don't you just love how I do this? I don't know. I have a system. I can't explain how I'm doing this, but this is taking me back to Jupiter as well. Okay, and I feel like what this has to do with is you finding out what your fear is within yourself of how you are seen in a group setting. So that could be at work, okay? That could be, so let's say, for example, at work, okay? You are in a group of people, and Jupiter being in retrograde is making you go within yourself to find out about what it is that you are good at and what you bring to the table in regards to making everything work a lot better. Okay. And so instead of complaining about things that aren't going good and that this person's doing and that person's doing, well, then what do you know that you can fix? It's not about fixing people. It's just being like, okay, well, I'm good at this. Do you want me to do that? I'm not good, and knowing what you're not that strong at. So noticing what people are good at, helping them to realize that and giving them the opportunity to step up and do that. Okay, and that's going back to this as well. So it works both ways. Work and family and love life, everything all intermingles. So yeah. But yeah, I feel like what you're really, the way you're going to find yourself back into balance again with this Jupiter being in Aquarius is finding your individuality, what you are good at. Okay, because Aquarius is all about being unique, being individual. And you have to notice what are your blessings? What are blessings? Let's say, what are your skills? Okay, what's your skill set? And if you feel like you're not really good at anything and you can't really come up with anything, well, this is why maybe you should go within and say, wonder what I should train in. Wonder what new things I should learn. It's all about learning, letting go as well, and retraining your brain, rethinking how you think. So there's a lot of that, okay, that I feel, and it's Jupiter's like take action, okay, but we're going to talk about this now because we're talking about shadow in a minute, and Saturn, and let's just talk about that now. So with Saturn being retrograde, it's really a time for us to unwind, and Saturn likes things to be organized. It likes all that, okay? And when we're organized, we feel better, okay? But we must not feel guilty for things not going the way that we want them to go, because that's why Saturn is retrograde. It's because like not everything you can control, you can't control everything. So when situations are happening like that, it's time for you to sit back and enjoy it. Saturn wants you to just sit back, enjoy the fuckery of it all, and take a break. Okay? So that's the same with Jupiter being retrograde. Okay? Jupiter wants you to believe in you. Believe that you have the power to do whatever you want to do. So why are you trying to do it for other people? You don't need to impress anybody. You need to impress yourself. You need to make sure that you're being like, I'm doing a great job. I'm doing great. I'm doing what I want to do. Not what they want me to do. I'm doing what I want to do. And not in a cunty, narcissistic way. Okay? Not like that. Okay? And with, again, we have the Strength card here. And the Strength card is linking to Leo. Okay? And this is linking to Mars. So these three cards are the main three energies. Okay? And they're all reversed. So these retrogrades are really teaching us a lot of things. It's about going back within. Okay, so this is Aquarius. Jupiter is reversed in Aquarius. Okay, so this is teaching us how to go within and be and find what it is that's unique about us, etc., and all the other things that I said. So this is the main energy update. Okay, then we also have the Tower reverse, which is linked to Mars. Okay, and the energy where this was placed is kind of the highlight of like the Sun and the Leo energy, and this is linked to Leo, and this is also reversed. And where I have this placed now is on the little section of Saturn. So what I'm feeling from that, we're going to talk about. Oh God. I'm getting so much more. We have like, we're rounding up a karmic cycle, guys. A big one, a really, really big one. There is a huge karmic kind of pushing out of shit, okay? Because we have this reversed, okay? The infinity symbol. We also have the Magician reversed. So we have these two beside each other. And then in the position, so again we have the World card. It's do you see how my brain's working? I feel like the flipping of that is what's completing, okay? With the World card. The flipping of all of this. So when we get through this retrograde period, we will fully grasp what it means to get out of actual crisis, because we have a external crisis that we've never seen before, and this is why going within is a must, because it's so much easier to go within to be able to deal with what's outside of us. Because why it got to this point is because too much of the collective was not doing the work. And now I hate saying not doing the work, but the work just means working on yourself. So working on what you know about you to be true, and what you know you don't like, and what your shadow things are, and learning about yourself. No, you don't have to do that. But if you're watching my videos, obviously you're someone who likes to work on themselves, likes to know about themselves. Okay. And it's up to a certain spectrum of us that are in a little box, let's say. Well, we're not in a box. We're never in a box. But a little spectrum of light, okay? And we are the ones that are transmuting it. Okay? So not everyone is going to be doing the work, obviously. It's just impossible. They will in their own way, though. It's hard for us to see it from human perspective, but each and every little person and little thing that they do is all to do with the whole thing. Okay, but let's talk about the good thing that I want to say here. So the Strength card, obviously, I feel like this really is talking about being kinder to yourself, okay, and nurturing yourself way more. So way more self-love in regards to Saturn, again, because Saturn is retrograde. And with the Strength card, is usually about helping others. I feel like, first of all, we need to really make sure, are we being helpful to ourselves? Are we being kind to ourselves? So that's what that's about. The World card now, I feel that this is talking to me about like completing that cycle. What's going to happen? What will happen for the world is a very big thing that I don't want to say too much about, because people will just freak out about it. Once we get through these retrogrades that are going to go on until October-ish time, these group of retrogrades, I feel like it's very much Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter are very like working together in a really good way that's really fucking like hard for people, but it's a real, like, seriously, this is such a blessing. Once we complete this, the world will start to look a lot different. So this, nothing's going to happen major this year that is going to be major, like, oh my god, everything's amazing, the world is awake. Okay. No. But what this is telling me, with the Magician as well being reversed, is that the control and the magic will start to not work, and it will be reversed. The karma will go backwards on those who have been doing this stuff, because this is in the position of Pisces, and Pisces kind of is linked to um not Pisces, it's in the position of Neptune, which is ruled by Pisces. Sorry. And Neptune is talking about spirituality, and it's talking about like um you could say the occult, the kind of all of that as well. Um, but yeah, I just what I'm feeling like is the power on the people is going to eventually get to a tipping point where collectively they're going to complete a lot of the things that they needed to complete. Let's say God has a checklist and he's like, okay, everybody did that. A lot of people did that. Some people did that. Okay. And when we get to that point, which can change if you are like, fucking, I'm just fucking gonna work on me, then you're probably going to teleport into a different like frequency where you're not even going to watch my videos anymore because you're just so focused on you, that you're going to complete things a lot quicker. No, this is just to take what you want from this message and help yourself with it. Okay, so that's the only intention that this is. It's not about predicting things. Okay, but I want to say we're getting closer and closer to that. And that thing that I'm talking about is completion of this major karmic lesson that we needed to all kind of work through together. And that's going to bring the world into a new kind of financial way. Okay. However, I do think that that's already happening, and there's more and more news coming out about that. Okay, but and there's new kind of fresh stuff coming with all of that. I'll just say we're talking about the the Gisera thing. Okay, but I really feel like by 2022, I keep saying that as well, that that's when, let's just say, the world, the collective, doesn't deserve it yet, because they don't. People are still not ready for it because it's just the collective energy. They're just not ready for a lot of abundance because they still haven't really worked on it. However, it's still destined. It's still going to happen. So who cares when it happens? Okay? And you can't go say, you're not doing the work. You're not doing the work. No, you it's not about that. And it's not about blaming others and saying, oh, why is nobody waking up? Why? Well, if you're saying that, then you have a lot of things to work on. So if you're saying to people, why are you not awake? Or why are these group of people not awake? And why are they not? That's not what this is about. It's always been about you. It's always been about me. What am I here to fix for myself that I don't like about myself anymore? And I want to let go of that. That is what this collective energy update is telling me at the minute. It's a lot of inner work. And we're going to be in this energy for a while. So yeah, I've got my got my work cut out for me for the next couple of months. But that's what I'm here to do. This is what I like to do. I like to help people. I like to do this sort of work. Okay, so yeah, leave a comment down below, and there will be pick a card later on in the week, hopefully, probably Saturday. So look forward to that. I did decide to split these videos now because people enjoyed that idea, and I actually prefer to. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the future. Hold on, I need to. Goodbye.